Okay, so now it's time to call somebody up. Let's take a look at Marcelo Meyer. It's 269. Welcome to the big leagues. Oh, we gotta add him to the 40-man. Get him called up to the major league. So Marcelo Meyer making his major league debut. Call up Romero to the AAA. Anybody else we need to call up? Taking a look at the lineup. Get Meyer in there. And switch him with Bregman. Put Bregman back to third. Christian Campbell. Oh, this lineup's so left-handed, which is fine because we facing the left-hander. We'll do something like this. Yeah, we gotta start getting some right-handers in there. Might have to start moving some people. Christian Casas. Now we're gonna keep him off. Bregman moves up, move him up, something like that. Cool. But Marcelo Meyer making his debut with the Red Sox. Took a while, but he made his way into the major leagues. 45 and 65. We are terrible. After this game, we'll go talk about the standings and all that. All right, first at bat. Up the middle. First career hit for Marcelo Meyer, baby. Starts off well. 1 for 1, baby, in his career. Retire now. He's got a smooth swing. Oh, he is cooking. He is cooking. He is cooking. 2 for 2. Lefty on the mound, though, now. Oh, he got us with a 2-seam. Damn lefties. 78. So Marcelo Meyer, 2 for 3 in his debut. Not a bad game. We also got the debut of that catching prospect that we just traded for. See where that catching prospect is. Hopefully he was in single A. Blake Mitchell, AAA. So in the AAA, switch him out. Blake Mitchell. Somebody's gonna play short. Blake Mitchell out there. And boom. All right, we'll advance a day. We'll go to AAA. It's AAA. Player lock. Blake Mitchell. Worcester Sox are doing pretty well, 60 and 48. All right, Blake Mitchell, let's see what you got. Here comes a 3-2. We'll take a walk. So hopefully this catcher pans out pretty well for us. We just added the draft pick as well. So he's got a little bit of competition. That was a fastball that we could have killed. Oh, and we get hit. So the on base percentage is 1,000 right now. We get a good piece of that, but that's going to be easy fly to the center. Bite that one off. Going straight to short. Easy play. So not a great debut for the young catcher, but he looks all right. Left-handed bat. Decent stance. Nice stride. Hopefully he develops pretty nicely for us. But taking a look at the team itself. Right after the trade deadline, August 3rd, we are 46 and 66. Definitely not how we saw this season going. We're 21st in rank, 5th in contact, 20th in power, 24th in pitching, 28th in defense, and 25th in speed. Taking a look at the pitching rotation, you got Garrett Crochet, who's actually up to an 87 now. So developing real nicely. Needs a big contract. We weren't able to trade him. So now, that being said, we got to sign him. Max offers 31.95, so that's a little too expensive for us. But if we go down a year, we could save some money, but we won't be able to sign anybody else. So our draft picks, Reeves is actually a 78 potential. We missed on that. Gave him a big bonus, and he's a 65 overall, 78 potential. Raymond, no, the closing pitcher is a 91 potential. Darth is a 97 potential, but he is a 57 overall and plays second and third base, so we could potentially move him to third base. You got Franco, who's a 75 potential, and you get the third baseman, Nieves, who's a 85 potential. So we hit on a couple. Definitely missed on Ruben Reeves, but he is a 65 overall. So maybe he develops pretty well. All right, so taking a look at the lineup. Not having a good season. 281 and 14 home runs for Jarren Duran. Definitely worth this contract. You got 304 and 13 home runs for Wilyer Abreu. Absolutely tearing it up. You got Bregman, who's got a 242 and 17 home runs. You got Devers with a 250 and 15 home runs. Definitely regressed a little bit. You got Casas with a 226 and 10 home runs. Definitely want better out of him. Josh Bell's got a 239, so he's not much better anyway. Christian Campbell with a 246 in his rookie year with 8 home runs, 44 RBIs, so playing pretty well, up to a 71 overall. Marcelo Meyer, who's up to a 73 overall. He's batting 571 in the 7 at-bats. You got Sabal, who's batting 283 in 145 at-bats with 5 home runs. Definitely playing really well for us. Then you got Rafaela, who's got 10 home runs and a 231 average. So he's had a little bit more pop than I would expect with Rafaela. And it sucks that our most home runs are 17 with Bregman, and we're this late in the season. So definitely not where we want to be. Take a look at the bench. You got Connor Wong, who's got a 224 and 7 home runs. You got a 300 and 10 at-bats for Grissom, and then Ref Snyder's got a 258 and 163 at-bats. Taking a look at the rotation, Crochet a 248, 9 and 6 on the season, definitely worth that contract. He just got 385 and a 7 and 7 record for Tanner Hawk. You got Brian Bello with a 445, a 506 for Edward Cabrera. Taking a look, since joining us, where's the game that he played for us? Oh, this one right here, the 2 earned runs and 6 innings pitched. So we'll see if that keeps up. We got Priester as well that already pitched. Oh, we missed out on his debut as well. 3.2 innings pitched and a 7.36 ERA. We'll give him one more start and see what happens, but if it's the same thing, then we're gonna have to go with Ynoa. Right, let's take a look at our top prospects, see if anything changed there. So Roman Anthony's still the top prospect. He's up to a 70 overall, still developing nicely. Mayer, we just talked about and just saw. We got Franklin Arias, who's up to a 61 overall. You got Gonzalez, who's up to a 63 overall. Hopefully he's that answer at first base. You got Soto, who's up to a 65, a switch-handed bat, third baseman. You got Reyes, who's developing pretty nicely, a 67 overall. You got Mitchell, who now is our 7th overall prospect at 20 years old. He's developing real nicely, +2 to everything. You got Perales, who's a 69 overall, could potentially be ready in a couple years. Valera, who's more of a relief pitcher, so got that 31 stamina. We'll see if that goes up next year. If not, we're gonna put him in the bullpen. You got Cespedes. You also got Pies here. You got really nothing. Garcia's dropped. His potential went down to a C, but he's a 72 overall. Antonio Anderson. Got nobody else that really progressed. Carson, Zanatello. Roman Anthony looking like a top tier prospect once he gets up there, so we'll see if he's ready by next year. Top 100 prospects, you got Jesus still the number 1. You got Meyer the number 3, Anthony the number 2, Arias is number 6 in all of baseball right now. That's nice for us. And then Gonzalez is number 10. We got some good prospects coming up. All right, going back into the sim, we lose to Houston. We beat KC. Feaster, we'll sim this one. We already missed his debut. We at least 2 series in a row we win. So 48 and 68. Gonna get a win against San Diego. Mayer needs a triple. We're gonna jump in so we can hit with Mayer. Keep saying Mayer, but they pronounce it Meyer. See if we could get him that triple. 3-2 to Meyer. Oh, we missed the splitter. A big dub. Meyer with a good game. Casas with a good game. So same with Rafi Devers. All right, see if we could get our first sweep of the season. I think if we win this one, this would be the first time we swept. Yeah, I don't see a single sweep. Nope. Oh no, we didn't sweep Toronto. Yeah, this would be our first sweep of the season if we're able to win this one. See if it happens. Yes, we do. 6-1 win. Hey, the comeback is real. Oh my, the comeback is real. What is going on? All right, now okay, we're back to normal. We're back to 1-3 against the Yankees. Baltimore 2-1. 3-1. So after another month, we are sitting here at 62 and 78. Obviously, the season's over. Now we're just worried about the development of some of our young talent. That's our main goal. Sayball's looking nice. Looking like he could be a stopgap for him, and Wong could be a platoon stopgap for Mitchell or whoever else we kind of get in that catcher position. I think it'll be Mitchell's probably going to be our best prospect because I think we missed on that catcher from the draft. What else we got to look at? How's Blake Mitchell progressing? Progressing pretty nice. Blaze Jordan Gonzalez lost a little bit of power. We don't like that. Casas lost a lot of power. Oh my. And he's gone down in overall. Hate that. Josh Bell though progressing. Got Christian Campbell who's up to a 72 now. That contact's going up. How's Hamilton doing in AAA? A 233. Grissom's playing really, really well in the MLB, so doing a good job as a backup. Got Soto, who's developing really nicely, +4 to most. Rafi Devers lost a little bit of power. His power went up against right-handers, though. Bregman has actually got better. I wouldn't expect him to get worse. Nobody else to talk about. Reyes getting a lot of development against right-handers. And Meyer. No, I was right. Meyer as well. Good durability. That plate discipline went up by 7. You also got the contact going up by 8 and the power going up by 3. So good development there. Duran's getting a little bit of development. That power went up by 5. Seeing a lot of green there, which is nice. Same thing with Garcia, even though he lost some potential. Rafaela, same thing. That contact went up a bit. That fielding, that arm went up as well. Didn't gain any speed. You're seeing a lot of development. Contact to left-handed pitching went up by 13, and he got +1 to his power. Nobody else to really talk about. Wilyer Abreu, that contact went up by 9. He's having a really good season, so it makes sense. Taking a look, speaking of having a really good season, the league leaders right now, you got Aaron Judge leading an average with a 316. You got Wilyer Abreu with a 314. You got Diaz with a 312. You got Rooker with a 308, a 308 from Ramirez, 305 from Gunnar Henderson. Mike Trout with a 302. He's still a 97 overall. You got Brennan with a 299, Witt Jr. with a 295, and Seager with a 294. Taking a look at the home runs, Gunnar Henderson with 40 home runs. Actually, before we do that, let's talk about the NL. You got Marte with a 345. Oh my lord, this man is raking. You got a 335 from Xander Bogaerts, my favorite. I wish this is somebody we kept. He's hitting 335, absolutely raking as well. You got Acuna with a 326. You got 319 from Arias. You got Stote with a 315. Young, actually not young, he's 27. You got Chapman, who has a 313. You got Freddie Freeman, who's still raking with a 310. You got a 304 for Donovan Yelich with a 300, and Ohtani with a 299. Absolute monster of a man. Take a look at the home runs. Gunnar Henderson with 40. You got Aaron Judge with 38. Royce Lewis with 33. Jock Peterson with 33. Rooker with 32. 31 from Ramirez. Jeffers with 31. Seager with 30. 29 from Mike Trout. And 28 from Giancarlo Stanton. Our first player from the Red Sox, Devers with 24. You have to go a little ways down. Then you got Bregman, who has 20. On the NL side of things, Ohtani has 44. Marte has 41. Absolutely raking. Bryce with 40. You got Trey Turner with 37. Mookie Betts with 36. Alonso with 32. Schwarber with 31. Lindor with 30. And then you have a few guys tied with 29 in Azuna, Olsen, and Juan Soto. Take a look at the RBIs. Ohtani's number 1. Marte, Harper, Betts, and Turner. You got Ramirez, Gunnarsson, and Lewis, and Witt tied with Rooker to round that out. Taking a look at the saves, you got Diaz, you got Jax, you got Clase, Foley, and Williams. You got Stram, You got Diaz, you got Presley, Vesia, and Puke. Taking a look at the ERA, our starting pitcher in Crochet with a 241 leading the AL in ERA, so that's really nice. Then you got Kirby, Kochanowicz, you got Means and Gilbert, you got Skeens, absolute monster. He's a 95 overall. Blake Snell, Nola, Lodolo, and Steele. Strikeouts in the AL, you got Schoolbull, you got Crochet, Gosman, Cole, and Freed. You got Strider, Senga, Burns, Nola, and Cease. Then pitching war, you got Schoolbull, Crochet, Gosman, Kirby, and Cole. On the NL, you got Strider, Nola, Skeens, Segna, and Burns. Batting war, you got Marte, Otani, Harper, Betts, and Chapman. AL side of things, you got Henderson leading the way, Bobby Witt, Jose Ramirez, Audley Rutschman, and Corey Seager. So those are your league leaders right now. Award races, Gunnar Henderson's leading the award race with MVP. Marte on the other side, you got Cy Young, you got Pablo Lopez, you got Crochet, who's number 3 on the list. You got Nola, who's leading on the NL side of things. Batting titles going to Aaron Judge. Wilyer Abreu's right behind him. You got Marte, who's leading on that side. Reliever of the year is going to Stram. You got Diaz on this side. You got Brito for the rookie of the year. You got Christian Campbell right behind him with a 257. So Christian Campbell second is pretty cool. You got Joey Cantillo behind him. On the NL side of things, you got Griffin Conine, who's leading the way for the Marlins. You got Paulie behind him. And then you got Dylan Cruz as well. The AL Hank Aaron Award going to Henderson, then Judge and Trout. The top 3, you got Marte, Acuna, and Hopper. Gold Glove. Let's see if we got any Red Sox. We don't care about going through the whole list. Looks like no. Wilyer Abreu's 3rd. Silver Slugger, you got Devers on there for DH. You got Bregman for 3rd baseman. Nobody for the outfield. So those are award races right now. We'll see if Christian Campbell could get the AL Rookie of the Year. That'll be okay. We need 28. So who are we calling up? Probably a couple pitchers. Let's bring up Whitlock. Who else will come up? 377. Get a 340. 604. Gonna call up somebody else. Call up David Hamilton. All right, let's finish out this season. Ugly season. Casas has 2 home runs. Let's see if we can get him a 3rd. 3 for 3 with 2 home runs. The Athletics are in a minor league park. Oh, we missed a slider. Let's simulate the rest. Good win. A win that we don't need at this point. Could at least get a better draft pick. And we sweep the Athletics. Sweep the Athletics again. They must be atrocious. AAA, we did not make the playoffs. AA did not make the playoffs as well. Into the game, we got another situation. Team rankings were 12th in runs, 20th in home runs. That's gross. So a triple gets him a cycle. 1-2. And we chase. And a win. Another win for this Boston team that doesn't need wins right now. Bello with a 7th-inning game, no earned runs, which is nice, but it's a little too late. Season over. We finish this season with a 76-86 record. We were 2 games above the Orioles of all teams. I am surprised by that. The Blue Jays were ahead of us. The Rays as well, who were 79-83. They made the playoffs. So we weren't that far from the playoffs. We were 3 games out of a wild card spot. The Yankees went 88-74. We had a 103 season from the Twins, a 103 from the Guardians as well. You had the Rangers and the Angels both with 82 and 87 wins respectfully. Taking a look at the National League, you had 114 wins from the Phillies. The Braves had 97, the Mets had 90. You had 101 from the Reds, 104 from the Dodgers, and 96 from the Padres. The Cubs had 86 themselves. You had 86 from the Diamondbacks, 90 from the Mets, which we already said. Definitely saying that the NL is a lot stronger than the AL based on looking at that. Looking at the final statistics for our team, pitching wise, you had Crochet with a 244, 15-9 with a 244, 213 strikeouts. You had a 331, a 14-8 record for Tanner Hawk. You had a 7-8 record and a 385 ERA from Brian Bello. That's not that bad. A 531 from Cabrera. He was 5-15. You had Richard Fitz, who we called up. He had a 11.25 ERA. You had Noah, who had a 327 and was 1-1. Definitely something to build on there. Patrick Sandoval didn't play in the MLB. Taking a look, the bullpen, you had a 267 from Slayton, a 313 from Weisart. Slayton was also 24 of 25 in save opportunities, so that was definitely better than what we were getting. You had 4 blown saves from Weisart. You had Whitlock, who had a 444. You also had Winkowski, who didn't play in MLB. I don't know why it has him up there right now. Bernardino had a 368. Guerrero had a good season in AAA, but it doesn't show it anymore. Closing, Aroldis Chapman had a 514 and 95 strikeouts. He also Hendricks had a 525 and 74 strikeouts, and you could see 9 and 8 losses from that those two closers. The only one that was actually decent was Slayton when it comes to closing. Sabal finished with a 277. He had 11 home runs, 6 steals, 43 RBIs. So did really well when he was hitting. You had Connor Wong, who had a 214, 7 home runs. So definitely not what you need from him. Blake Mitchell is the future. We'll see how he develops. He's up to a 65. Gonzalez is up to a 64. Costas had a 234 with 19 home runs. You had Bell, who had a 252 with 6 home runs. He had a decent season. Christian Campbell in his rookie season, 14 home runs at 251 average. David Hamilton had a 132 in the MLB. You also had Devers with a 269 and 28 home runs. Bregman with a 260 and 26 home runs. You had Meyer with a 258 and 2 home runs in short period of time. Played 49 games. You had Arias, who is developing pretty nicely, up to a 62 overall. You had Duran, who finished with a 271 and 19 home runs, almost had 22 steals and 20 home runs. Just missed out on that. Developing pretty nicely. You had Garcia, who did not play in MLB to start. Roman Anthony's up to a 71, developing real nicely. You had Rafaela, who's had a 228 and 12 home runs, 8 steals as well. You had a 297, 14 home runs, and 23 steals from Wilyer Abreu. He was really, really good. Really, really good for us. Probably our best player. Overall, our best player. Behind Crochet.